Alright, this morning I had to run down to Tractor Supply and get some more feed. Took up a little time, and then I had to get their water straightened this morning and really good, everything kind of really good scrubbing instead of the usual just dump out and rinse. When I scrubbed all the water stuff out, refilled all that mess, especially with the heat in August the way it is here in South Carolina. Man, they gotta have water. So I got that straightened out, and since we've started keeping the chickens in the chicken run, they really don't get as many grubs and stuff like that as they were out in the yard. So, and yeah, the grubs provide them with a lot of protein, but they also provide them with a lot of calcium. So they've been kind of missing out on it. So I went ahead and just kind of spread out some oyster shells for them, just to supplement them with that calcium. And you can see I kind of just spread it around the chicken run, and they eating it, of course, which is good. What y'all doing now, chickens? What you doing, chickens? Which remind you, since we put them back in the chicken run, the egg laying definitely ain't suffered none, that's for sure. They still going at it, so I'm proud of them. But the main thing today is, well, two things. I got to go ahead and get the chicken coop cleaned out. As you know, I just got the duck coop done the other day, so they're good. Now I get the chicken coop cleaned out, and like I said, with the this side of the garden, I'm gonna go ahead and refill the rest of this over here with their hay out of the chicken coop. Let that all compost down. Like I said, I'm gonna let this side kind of rest over the rest of this season, and just let that stuff break down, and by next year this side will be great. And as far as the rest of this stuff goes, all this stuff here is getting cleaned out today. Every bit of this is all getting cleaned out. I'm gonna leave that back corner over there alone because I still got watermelon and stuff growing in it. But as far as the rest of it, I'm gonna clean it out, get this garden set, and go ahead and start on the winter garden. And I'm gonna go ahead and plant some start planting some kale again. Let it get started up and good, because by the time it gets up and going, I should have the rabbits cages done. Let rabbits in, and they'll eat the living hang out of that kale. Because I hate buying daggone lettuce and stuff for them rabbits when I can just grow it right here. And that kale, the lettuce won't, or it doesn't seem to, it doesn't grow great over the winter, but the kale just keeps on going, and them rabbits love it. So one of these beds will end up being just for the kale the rest of the winter, and I'll feed them rabbits how to eat. Of course with some, regular rabbit feed, but that'll be their lettuce. So let me get this coop cleaned out, and I'll get started on that garden. Alright, I've got all the old hay out. Now the chicken manure and all's gone, so it should compost down in the garden pretty well. But everything else is pretty well cleaned out. The only thing I got left to do now is to spread out some diatomaceous earth, which by the way, I'm still a firm believer in a diatomaceous earth. I think there's a lot of, well, there's controversy one way or the other, but as far as me goes, you ain't gonna sell me on it's not good. I'm telling you, I love it, and I'm gonna put it down first, and then I'll put the hay on top of it. So let me start on that. All right, I've got a good coating of DE on the coop floor. So now it's time to go ahead and get some hay back in here and get all their food and water settled, and let them come back in. And of course, I'll tear it all to the dickens, but oh well. Alright, everybody's got fresh hay now. Coop's all done. You can see, fresh hay everywhere. One thing I'm going to have to do now, let's see. Well, let's just go ahead and get the food and all back in here and we'll be set to go. So, chicken coop's done. Alright, so my corn really didn't do, like I told you, anything this year. You can see it. It's just, the batch really isn't that old, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it up because I've got all this other stuff I got to pull up anyway. So I'm going to pull this stuff up and go ahead and feed it to the chickens. They'll be happy, but now the catch being, you can't feed chickens these old tomato plants I'm going to pull up. Reason being, tomato plants themselves are actually part of the nightshade family. That would not be good for your chickens. Could be deadly for your chickens. So what I'm going to do when I pull the old tomato plants up is I'm just going to put them over there in the compost and just let them compost on down. I mean, it'll do the help burn that hay up quicker. So that's what I'm going to do with it. So let me pull this corn up and I'll take it on to the chickens. We did pretty good with tomatoes this year. Near the end though, we had a good bit of tomato worms. So I just kind of let them go, but it's time to go ahead and pull these things up and get this thing cleaned up. And we also had, which, well, you can see right here, see the pumpkins, well, see the negative pumpkins and the plants. We ended up getting squash borer over here with a squash, and it just tore them out the frame. So I think the squash borer got over there in our pumpkins and tore them up. So I'm going to take all this up too. So we should have a good bit cleared out. Like I said, I'm going to leave the watermelon and the cantaloupes in there, and let's just see what they do. And go ahead and get some other planting done. And we should be good. Alright, got it all cleaned out. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this side to let it rest. I did leave my peppers though. Seems to me the hotter it gets, the more they like it. So I'm leaving these peppers. Everything else has been cleaned out except I've left my cantaloupe and watermelon. They're still in here. As you can see, there's one over there. It's obvious, but there's some more mixed in amongst here, and they're starting to form in here too. So I'm gonna leave this and just let it go, and we'll see how we do on the melons and the cantaloupe. But as far as the rest of it, oh, and of course I still got my blueberries or my blackberries and the raspberries, but everything else is cleaned out. What I'm gonna do is turn this stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant some carrots. And I think collards, and another round of cucumbers, but we'll see. Let me get it turned and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, this bed back here is going to be nothing but carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it, rake it out, well, rake it up first, but turn it, and I'm going to get all my carrots planted in here. So this will be just a bed for the carrots. carrots, so let's go ahead and get all these rows of carrots planted. But it's getting a little warmer like peppers like it. I'm going to go ahead and plant a couple of peppers. Well, a few more peppers. Might not do anything, but why not give it a shot? Let's just find out how we're going to do here. Alright, as far as the pumpkin goes, I'm just going to put them in these old tomato planters here. I ain't going to plant all of them because we had the problem with the squash borer. Kind of messed the other pumpkin plants up. I want to see how these are going to do. And if they do great, okay. If they don't, we'll revisit this again next year. But we'll go ahead and put us 2 plants in each planter and just see how this works. See how it does. Maybe they'll vine out and actually grow some pumpkins. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Let's see how they do. Alright, last up is spinach. We get it planted and let it go and see how we do. I was trying to get you out here before I realized it, but the ducks actually sleep in the pool. Crazy ducks. And the chickens, they smell someone's still working on that stuff. They narrowing it on down. Look at that big old pile of stuff that I had. They getting down on it. There ain't much of that thing left. I hear your mouthpiece. Alright, I got everything watered down, including the hay and all that I got out this morning. I'll start helping that break down really quick. So we got peppers, carrots, pumpkins, and the spinach all planted. And of course the watermelon cantaloupe still going from the summer. So hopefully this will catch on pretty soon and we'll deal with that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. Any comments, suggestions, anything, just put it in the comments below and we'll get to you as soon as we can. God bless all of you, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.